3 in this discussion about illness and the cure of it. God has to be able to show you the reality of your soul, of your being, of your spirit being. God has to show you this, because in order for you to gain the courage and the feeling of safety, you have to see the quality of this beingness of yours, this soul, this life being in the spirit and the body nothing. You have to see it. And God has to be able to show it to you, because we cannot drum it up ourselves. The human mind will fight you on that and will fill you with all kinds of distractions, fantasies, thinkings that take you anywhere except to get to God. So it has to be God who does it. Well, nothing like sickness to wish that there was something that could counter it. And that's what God needs, is your wish or your desire to be able to be well without an opinion of what is needed. Now, why do I say that? Because if you have an opinion, and the opinion is coming from your mind is denying the legitimacy of going to God, and so it acts as an impediment. Your thinking acts as an impediment. The human mind is an impediment to the experience of your true self, one with the mind of God, one with the God who is your creator, your protector, your healer. God is the one that we have to be able to depend on to bring about the healing. And you need to feel safe as well about the quality of God. Is God loving? Is he truly an unconditional lover? This path needs to be followed if you're going to give up some faith in yourself and transfer that over to a faith in God, that God is all that you would want for eternal life and for the joy and the peace and the love that's in that. That joy, peace, and love, sadly, is not in the human mind. And so God has to be able to show you that. He must show you that. She must show you that. And there are many ways that that happens. I'm going to guess that you're familiar with the thought of out-of-body experiences, or that you've read books on out-of-body experiences, or near-death experiences. Sometimes they will call them that aspect as well, in which you are clearly shown who you are, and God sets you up in order to experience the fact that God made you this way, so you feel safe with the feeling started with you, that you see that you're at peace, and in the presence of God, the peace sustains itself, it maintains itself. So God must show you that. Or there are other ways. You'll suddenly sense a feeling within inside yourself, or you sense like taking a trip. That's been experienced also, that people describe that suddenly they don't feel present in where they are. And it's as though they are twirling about sometimes, or feeling a lilting experience within inside themselves that is the hint of the presence of a different experience of the mind than the human mind is doing. Or you will actually feel God touching you in some way. Some people feel that there's a hand on their shoulder, and the hand is calming to them. One of my own experiences was with Mary, that just recently Mary again appeared to me, and in an entirely different format than when originally she appeared to me when she was a young girl. I saw Mary as a young person, as a young girl. This time it was an older woman. And she appeared to me in the state of mind that I was in, and she was looking at me, and this was her expression of herself. It was a welcoming, a come to me, assuring me of the relationship between Mary and myself and you as well. Because what my experience is, everybody else's experience is when they're able to reach the point when they want to experience it. And so there are so many varieties to this experience, and it's so helpful to have a support group to be with you for these experiences, because you can doubt them, the legitimacy. And if God has gotten to the point where He wants you to be assured of the validity of those experiences, the support group can help you, particularly if they're more ahead of you in terms of this process of healing, that you can confirm you're right in what you're experiencing, and it's not something that you're out of your mind or there's something you have to hide because people will sneer at it or try to get you away from that experience. And by the way, people will do that. You realize, of course, that people in their human mind are frightened of being able to see or find a loving God. And so when you talk about it, you shake them up. And they're bound to resist supporting you in this effort. And so you need a support group, which God willingly wants to provide to you, either a person or a group of people devoted to healing prayer or meditation. Many, many ways that it can be done. It needs to be done. That's the first part of the healing path. And the second part comes from that you are willing now. Your concerns about God's qualities, your concerns about God's love of you, your realization that God does not cause illness, but rather it clears it up. God now encourages you for the second prayer, which would be something like, I give myself to you, or help yourself. I don't know what to do about this, but I believe that you do. And I must await for you to be able to guide me in the overcoming of these false beliefs that are causing my illness. God is encouraging you to come. First, God had to show you the qualities of God and the qualities of yourself to reduce the fear. And then the next thing is the release of yourself to God. That's the second step. And sometimes it doesn't happen with one shot at doing it. If you remember, Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane on the day that he was going to be arrested, and he had to pray 3 times when he was there. Or when Jesus was preparing himself to be able to come into the world and help healing, that he was in the desert for 40 days. And you can see how his mind was bothering him. Now it's described as the devil came after him. Perfectly okay. If you believe in the devil coming after you, that's okay. It doesn't make any difference. Because the healing of a devil who's coming after you, or the healing of the aggravating thoughts being the devil that our mind is, our human mind is, the healing is saying, Lord, I heal these thoughts to you to only see them the way you want me to see them. So I don't care who you think is causing it. The crucial thing is that you find out that God heals it. And so you're safe with whatever those beliefs are. And what's going to happen is that you're suddenly going to see that this outside devil, when you hand it to God, is actually your thoughts. And you can see your thoughts clear. And it's nice to know, hey, the real me can throw off sickness. That if I turn to God, God is the power that can throw it off, no matter what it is. And healing comes down to that the symptoms of the illness or the illness itself disappears, or that you have a peace of mind going through the process of illness, because God will not let any kind of illness interfere with what your role is in this world, and you're going to stay in this world until your role is completed and you feel free to be able to leave it at that point, because you know the qualities of what comes after. The loving aspect of God and of yourself is after it, that your so-called devils, etc., no longer exist as legitimacy, and you now are aware that what is behind the troubled mind and the troubled bodies is the way the human mind thinks. Now I hope this is helpful to you. And again, if it is not, if there's more questions that you have, you know that you can get in touch with us on that YouTube site. You can put down questions or email by going over to our website, Christian Laity Foundation. Laity is spelled L-A-I-T-Y. It means people. Christian Laity Foundation.org. You can go there. You can email me because my email address is there. And we're glad to try to be whatever possible help that we can be to you in your search for the true wellness of your godliness, which is the great gift and the great treasure of God to you. Hope it was helpful, but you feel free to chase after whatever further support you're looking for and to see if we can help you, guide you to the right place or the right answers. Thank you.